Now, Rupert, Boris Johnson, I mean, presumably Labour's position is good riddance.
Yeah, I mean, he was clinging on by his fingernails, wasn't he? We always said that they'll have to drag him out, kicking and screaming, and that's actually what happened. His speech showed no contrition or anything. It was a defiant, the system is wrong kind of thing. So, yeah, he's gone, but we still have the Conservatives in government, and whoever they replace him with, you can rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic, but it will be a Tory. I think we need a general election.
Yesterday, your leader, Keir Starmer, described the incoming cabinet as like the charge of the lightweight brigade. Why did he use language like that?
Well, I mean, Boris Johnson has been propped up by a load of poodles for so long, and the Prime Ministers had government of all the talents, and they would utilise the skills of different wings, whereas his cabinet were pretty much rewarded for loyalty rather than ability, and he's lost the confidence of them even. Two new members, I think within hours, their first, Michelle Donnellan and Nadeem Zahawi, their first acts were to call for his head.
So what do you want to see next? What does the Labour Party want to see next? How quickly should the Tories replace Boris Johnson? And do you actually have any preference for who they replace him with?
I mean, I think it's not really a question of changing the face at the top, because whoever it is, it will be a Conservative government. I think now is the time for a general election. We need to refresh the whole lot.
I've spoken to people before that said that Boris Johnson was actually the Labour Party's greatest asset because he was becoming so toxic to the electorate. Presumably, the Conservatives are going to replace him with someone perhaps less toxic to the electorate. So that could be a problem for the Labour Party going forward, do you think?
I mean, I just think bring it on. We've had a Conservative government for 12 years now. It started off with austerity, and now we've got record inflation heading for, who knows, maybe 12% by the autumn. We've got a cost of living crisis. We've got an energy crisis, you name it. I think it is really time for a general election, and I don't mind who they replace them with. It's going to be a Conservative. We need a Labour government to sort the big problems that this country is facing.
Now, for our international audience, the British electoral system can be a little difficult to understand, and that you can have a party that's in power replace the leader and then not have a general election for some time. Previous leaders have gone and new prime ministers have come into place through that method. What would you like to see happen regards a general election? When do you want to see a general election?
Literally, I think a general election should be held as soon as possible because, yes, it was Boris Johnson who was elected in 2019, but if we're getting an unelected Prime Minister foisted upon us, I think in the interest of democracy, the whole country needs a say in this.
And what about Labour's prospects at the next election? You have obviously, famously in 2019, lost a large swathe of the electorate in the north of the country, traditional Labour voters who decided they didn't want to vote Labour anymore. Are there any signs that they're coming back?
Well, we just saw the other week the Wakefield by-election in that traditional red wall where we had a massive swing towards Labour. If you look at the opinion polls at the moment, they say not only, I think 69%, the one I saw yesterday, thought Boris Johnson should go. So I'm pleased he finally listened to them, or someone prized him away from that position. But they also show that Labour is in the lead. So, yeah, I think we can do it, and I'm up for it.
Rupa, thank you very much. That was Rupa Huq there, MP in the west of London.